What up? Peace, everybody. It's your boy Waxgroove TV, home of the Brokest Podcast. You know, 1/3 of the Brokest Podcast. Before we get into it, make sure y'all hit that subscribe button, share this video, comment down below. Yeah, man, let's jump right into it. Willie the Kid, Vdon, Deutsche Mark III. So we're at the trilogy at this point with this particular series, and it's been dope from the beginning. I really love Willie and Vdon as a combination together. Vdon's beats are perfect for Willie. I mean, it's just a perfect marriage. It's just the best way to put it. So yeah, man, we're gonna talk about that album. I'm gonna rant a little bit. I got my notes with me, and I'm still gonna be all over the place, but I'm gonna one take it anyways. That's gonna call myself one take Wax going forward, because that's what I'm gonna do with these solo videos. So Willie the Kid, I keep it 100 with y'all. My brother Esteban put me on to Willie back in 08, 09, and I've been hooked on him ever since. So, you know, he's done projects. He's got records with, you know, top tier rappers. You know, he's got records with the Mayhem Lorens, the Rock Marcianos, the Rome Streets. I want to say Crime Apple. He does a lot of work with a lot of people, but Willie's dope, man. Willie's one of those, brother to a lot of Dark Man, if you don't know who that is. He put out one of the best albums in the late 90s, Heist of the Century. Wu affiliate, got all his beats from Prodigy and Prodigy, Havoc and RZA, and yeah, that album's a classic. So Heist of the Century, a lot of the Dark Man, check that out if you haven't. But back to Willie the Kid. Like I said, been around since 08. I'm back like champion. What do you say? What did you say? I'm back like champion sweats. Matter of fact, I never left like Gucci. Louis Vuitton shit, played a sauna with a hoochie. I remember that line from a freestyle back then. And I just, like I said, I've been hooked on him ever since. What I really like about Willie though, he's like a fine balance between the streets and just somebody trying to better themselves and dropping gems and just keeping you honest and pushing you in the right direction. You know, to me, Willie the Kid represents refinement. You know what I mean? He represents becoming a better man, like going from the streets and doing like the street things to putting yourself in position to be, you know, about that corporate life, to become a businessman and constantly growing. That's what I think of when I think of Willie. I think of somebody who's constantly growing, constantly evolving, and constantly putting himself in a better position. So yeah, I mean, on one of his last projects, Keep Watching the Fly, he has a record called You Could Bullshit with Rap If You Want To, and Riggs is on there. And he really put himself in position, at least based off what he says. I ain't checked no records, or court records, or filings, or anything, but he really put himself to bullshit with rap if he wants to. Between, you know, certain investments, he owns a Motu Vice, which is a liquor brand. I want to say it's a champagne basically, or a sparkling wine that I know he has 2 restaurants in downtown of his hometown of Grand Rapids, Michigan. So the dude is on the move, man. He's making moves. So he definitely like I said, he put himself in a position to bullshit with rap if he wants to. On that same album, he had a particular line that I thought was dope too, where he was like, basically like, next time you go to spend some bread on some designer, or before you spend some bread on something designer, make sure you get some health insurance. And it's the truth. Willie is kind of like Khan in the sense that he's always dropping gems, crazy wordplay, crazy quotables, and sometimes you really got to sit back and dissect his rhymes. You know, he is a college graduate, so he's a highly educated individual, and it shows on some of these records too. But you know, I just like the stuff that he talks about. Like I said, once again, it just represents the refinement in the man. So this particular album, 12 tracks, if I'm not mistaken. We got a feature from Rome Streets. We got Ab Links on here. Who else? We got Ito on there for Heather Gray too. Him and Ito's chemistry is always crazy. They got a project together. I'm drawing a blank on the name right now, but their project together is fire. I love them two together. He's got Ransom on this project, and like I said, man, Vdon just kills it. So just run through it real quick. Track 1, Great Times. One of the dope quotables, I heard him say on here. He says, "Win by attrition," and he also references bringing a horse to water, but you can't force it to drink. And that brings me back to another line he had spit in his earlier days, where he says something along the lines, I'd rather, talking about his brothers, I'd rather teach him to fish. I'd rather teach him to fish than feed him fish. You know what I mean? So basically, he want his people to be self-sustainable, independent, and efficient. And it shows. He's been talking about this stuff over the years and just doing it and doing it and doing it. Like I said, I got my notes, but I'm going off track, and I'm gonna keep doing that and then coming back. Another thing too, it's crazy because I remember when I was still studying to get my real estate license. One of Willie's albums, Capital Gains, that particular album, wild real estate terms on that particular project, and he was just talking. You know what I mean? So he getting that real estate bread too. But yeah, I remember like when that dropped, I was like, my mind was blown because here I am learning all this stuff about real estate at the time, and he using all these terms and words. And keep it a buck, Willie has extensively increased my vocabulary over the years. I've learned a lot from this gentleman. So yeah, bring it back to that. Track 2, Triple Double. Track is fire. 3 different beats within one record, and he bodies all of them. He had a line in there, quotable. He says, get ahead, but not ahead of yourself. It's a man's duty, put the bread on the shelf. Get ahead, but not ahead of yourself. It's a man's duty, put the bread on the shelf. Now, obviously, I'm kind of paraphrasing. I'm not giving you the whole bar. I want you to go listen to it. Deutsche Marks 3. Album is crazy. What else did he say? He got a line on that same record where he's like, big carrots like my nigga Jared, the jewelry store, Jared, carrots. Like I said, just crazy wordplay. Track 3, this is a track featuring Ito, Heather Gray 2. So record starts off just, the beat comes in wild aggressive. You just got to get that head nod right away. Like I said, I've always loved Ito and Willie's chemistry on records together. They got the album together, and I'm so mad at myself for drawing a blank. I should have did the research or pulled it up because I got it on my damn phone. But when I hear these two together, it people may not agree with me on this, but I kind of draw similarities to Ghost and Tommy from Power. Like, Ito, he really gonna give you that street talk, and he could go heavy with that street talk. Now, Willie gonna give you that street talk, and he gonna give you the business side too, the corporate side of it. So, like I said, them two just remind me of Tommy and Ghost. He got a line in there. He says, "Put an arm in the cast, could have been a casket." Like, think about it. Like I said, this guy just be dropping gems. Wordplay be just crazy and just going in. Track 4 features Ransom. Name of the record is But Of Course. Man, this is some smooth shit. I really like Willie and Ransom on records together. They sound amazing. Yo, Ransom, wild smooth on this beat. Just on this record. The production is dumb smooth. He comes in, he does his thing. They don't outshine each other either. They both kind of they play their lane on this record. But ever since Ransom resurrected his career, and shout out to Nicholas Craven for that. He's just been going in, but I really like Ransom on this record. I hope to hear them two on more records together. Track 5, How My People Feel. I love the horns on this record. And then there is the outro or interlude or a little snippet at the end of this particular record. Whew! A lot of gems in that, but I'm going to save that for the end to talk about it. That was track 5. So we got track 6. Keep Counting, featuring Abe Links. I love Abe, however you say. I love his energy on the hook, man. He brought this record to life for me. Track 7 is an interlude. This is the Volkswagen interlude, and Volkswagen has pretty much been the theme of this particular project. And on a lot of those skits, these old Volkswagen skits were, representative for Volkswagen's talking. A lot of time it's really them talking about just the refinement of Volkswagen. On this particular one, it talks about him, how they're just constantly looking to get better, and it being a manual, and how they now have automatics, and just that constant refinement. And like I said, that's what comes to mind when I think about Willie the Kid. You know what I mean? He's just that refined gentleman. Track 8, Spiel, dope record, goes off on that. There's not much more to say about it, honestly. It's just like, it's smooth, man. It's just dope. Track 9, 1,000 Eyes. He had some dope quotables on here. He had said something along the lines, my close friends is landlords. It's about the circle, 100 rounds. 100 rounds, my clip a circle. Like, just to play on words, man. This dude, like, he giving you the street shit, and then he's giving you that money talk at the same time. Like, all my friends is landlords, but don't get it twisted, man. Like, it's all about your circle. Track 10, Soul March. The horns on this production is crazy. Vdon went in. He also makes a reference talking about losing being contagious. So, surround yourself with winners, man. Nothing more to say. Let's see. Track 11, Gallery, featuring Rome Streets. Willie attacked this record pretty aggressively. I don't know if it was because of the production or just because Rome Streets was on here. And Rome is usually semi-aggressive in his approach to things. But yeah, he really attacked on this particular record, and I like the way he came at it. I thought it was dope. Rome Streets is always gonna come correct, and he delivered like he normally does. So shout out to Rome. Yeah, that was fire. What did Rome say? Rome said, "Never give a long answer. Never give a long answer to a short question." Let y'all think about that one. What else we got? Track 12, The Drop. He had another dope line on there. What do you say? W2 or W9? Just make sure you doubling. I'm out in Dublin. Willie. So yeah, man, that interlude on what was it? I was telling you about track 5. How my people feel. The ending of it is, like I said, man, this snippet, sample, interlude, whatever you want to call it, was dope. But basically, there's a guy in the album, he talks about success. And success isn't about doing extraordinary things. Success is doing ordinary things extraordinarily. Then he says, for instance, like learning to speak. They think of talking about like rich people and how basically, rich people think rich people do things very well, and rich people speak well. And it talks about so basically the example is learning to speak is survival, but learning to speak well is what's going to cause you to be successful. And that resonates with me. I like that. I mean, I thought that was dope. I'm sorry, learning to speak well is called success, and just learning to speak is survival. So I thought that was pretty dope. Resonates with me. I want to know y'all thoughts on that and y'all gems. I feel like somebody really needs to put together a master class and just on hip hop artists and just the wordplay. Like, hip hop is such a wordsy genre. You don't get words like this in other genres like R&B, country, pop, any of that stuff. Like, a lot of those other genres of music, country, rock and roll, whatever it is, it's, a verse, a hook, and it's going to repeat. Like, with hip hop, it's words on top of words and wordplay and stacking words, and you just don't get that. So I really feel like that resonates with this, but then in life, it hits too. It makes sense. I like what Vdon did, like, towards the end of the records, the little interludes or outros, whatever you want to call them. Basically, all these little skits, small skits, we'll call them for the moment, at the end of each record, it helps move the track along. It kind of sets you up for the next record getting ready to play. So I thought that was pretty dope. His production on here is crazy. I love the samples he uses. And I feel like he really tailors his production to the particular artist that he's working with. I really love his work with Willie. Really love his work with Vdon. I'm sorry, Vdon. I really love his work with Dark Low. So shout out to Vdon, man. He's one of those dope producers. His first his album that he did with Bodega Bam, Sidewalk Exec, like, he taps in when he's doing like a solo album, solo artist, solo producer. He really taps in. His work with Ito, fire. Like, he does his thing. Yeah, man. So this particular album, like I said, I think it's dope. Deutsche Marks 3. This is the trilogy. I don't know if we're gonna get another one. Obviously I expect Willie and Vdon to keep working together, but this particular project is fire. So I want to know what y'all think about this particular record. What do y'all think about Willie the Kid? To me, definitely fits into that connoisseur rap. His pen game has been top tier for years, and just as he continues to grow, his pen game grows. He gets better and better. So I like that about him. I learned a lot from the man. Like I said, he's expanded my vocabulary over the years. So what y'all think about him? Who would you like to see him do records with? What other producers would you like to see him with? Some other producers he has worked with, just throw it out there. Don Cannon, Alchemist, Bronze Nazareth. I'm trying to think. I know there's somebody else I can't think of off the top right now. I don't think he did anything with Harry Fraud, but he's been around the block. He's worked with some dope producers. At one point, he was working with Drama, but they had their issues with AMG, Affiliates Music Group. So yeah, man, that's all I got for y'all today, man. One take. Like I said, I ain't editing out any of my bloopers or anything going forward. We're gonna one take it and just continue to get better at that one take. It's your boy Waxgroove TV, home of the Brokers Podcast. Make sure you smack that subscribe button. Peace.